Hey everyone, Chad Hendricks here, owner of the Minnesota Blizzard FC, doing our first ever podcast with the Blizzard Free Zone. I'm here with Matt Peterson. He's our marketing manager for the team. Hey Matt.
Hey Chad, thanks for having me.
Yeah, Matt, I'm glad to have you here and to launch our first ever, and hopefully future we'll do more of these and give some people the insights behind the kind of behind the scenes of the Blizzard, what's going on with the Blizzard, and just some audio feedback on the team.
Absolutely, very exciting.
Awesome.
So I have a few questions for you, Chad. We just finished up the indoor MASL 2 season. What went well, and what do you think you could improve on for the next year?
Well, that's yeah. How long are we recording for? I mean, I think that it could be. I could go on and on, but I was super happy with the season. I love the indoor game since I fell in love with it back in the '80s as a kid, and I was so excited to launch the Blizzard and get in the MASL season. Our season overall, we were 3-9 as a record. We could have easily been probably 5-7, maybe even 6-6 with a few breaks and a few getting the guys up to speed. Um, but we had some really good moments as well. I mean, aside from the three wins, which all three came at home, by the way, we were 3-3 at home, so not a bad home record.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
yeah, and we had some great. We lost against Des Moines, but our second half against Des Moines, who was the national champion, we had a second half where we actually beat them in the second half, and they were still playing hard. Our guys just really stepped it up and played well. That was an awesome game. I think about the first game at Muskegon. We ended up losing that game. I think it was 9-7, but that was an amazing indoor soccer game. It got feedback from the league as that is how indoor soccer is played. They gave us like congrats to Muskegon and Minnesota on an amazing game. I think we're building a great rivalry with Muskegon.
oh
And
wow.
just as a new team in the league, it's like, hey, we're new to indoor soccer, and it's so different than outdoor soccer. And to play against teams like Muskegon and Des Moines and St. Louis, who have been in the league for years and they've developed indoor soccer players, the fact that we can go 3-9 and be, probably I think we were like the 12th best team out of 16 in the league, in our first year. I just think we've got some great opportunities to go forward and just keep improving. I think you mentioned things to improve on, and I think just the player pool. I think we had some really good players. We got a great core of guys, and
Sure.
we had some of the guys join us mid-season. Some guys coming from outdoor soccer again that hadn't played a high level of indoor soccer before, where it's a way different kind of game. And so just integrating these players, I think we're just going to be another. Next year will be another level up, and the next year another level up. I think that's really the big thing is just kind of we got our feet wet and had some great experiences and got some wins. We had a couple players get recognized, with some games. Devin DeGrotto had an awesome game against Wisconsin. He
You
ended up
did.
being the fifth leading scorer in the league, um, which is again amazing. And a lot of other accolades that we got. I think we did a lot of great things. We had a lot of great fans at the game. We had over 800 fans at one of our final home games, which was amazing. The atmosphere at the St. Paul Coliseum was great, and I'm just looking forward to more of that in the future. Yeah, so nothing but good things on the indoor level. I see in the future.
Absolutely, and it's so exciting to see the team starting off,
Yeah,
indoors, and it's so exciting to see that foundation building up and the team thrive.
yeah, and I
So
love that, that team has got the whole. I mean, it sounds dramatic here, but the whole state behind them, right? We're the only indoor team in the state, and we can get our fan base can be largely the whole metro area and beyond. So I love that aspect as well. Our summer team's a little different, but yeah, that's awesome.
sure. Yeah, very exciting. So the next question I have for you, how is the planning and preparation going for the second MPSL season coming up here in just a month or two?
Yeah, yeah, great segue. I mean, I think as we're ramping up now, it's April 3rd as we record this, and ramping up for our NPSL summer season, our second season, and just a lot of. I think again we're ahead of the curve. Last year we got going. I think we had our tryout in March, started building a
Mhm.
team, training in April, and games in May. We were just kind of, hey, we got thrown into it. This year we had our first tryout in December. We've got core players coming back from last year plus the tryout in December. We had a second tryout in March. we're getting more word out there. In our second tryout in March, we had, I think, over 55 guys at the tryout, and we only
Oh,
kept
wow.
like 5 guys. Like we can really be much more selective in the talent pool. A lot of great guys came out, and we appreciate that. But we already had, again, a core coming back. We had a bunch of great guys from December. We've got a few out-of-state guys coming in, as you probably have seen in our social media posts. We've got a couple guys coming in that are from Ireland. We've got
Oh, wow.
a guy from Tennessee, Texas, an Italian player, Giovanni. He's coming back from last year's team. Logan Thompson's coming back from last year's team, who was injured the entire season. He got injured in the first game, but he's going to make an impact this year. We've got some great.
He's back and ready to go.
Yeah, he's back and he's going to play this year. He literally got injured in the first half of the first game last year and didn't play another game. I just think our talent level is going to be so much higher than last year. Again, we had a great competitive team last year. And I think this year it's going to translate into some wins and some goals on the field that are going to be better than last year. So that's what I'm really, thinking about for the season.
Oh, for sure. And that kind of leads us into the next question.
Yeah.
What are you expecting for the upcoming MPSL season? You think we're gonna get a lot more of those wins, or what's it
Yeah,
looking
I
like to you?
do. I do. I hate to say it, but last year we went 10-2. We had no wins. We had a couple ties. We were that close to a couple wins. We gave one away late and such. So our summer team is still looking for their first win ever. And absolutely, our league is not any easier. We still have Duluth FC, which is a fantastic team. They made it to the national Final Four last year. They're going to be a great team. They're always good.
Wow.
We lost Dakota Fusion, who actually won the league last year. They're taking a year off for whatever reason, and we added
Oh,
Des
wow.
Moines. So Des Moines is a good team as well. So we have a good conference in the North. 6 teams in the conference. There's 6 teams, and the top 4 make the playoffs. So really, my goal this year, is to take a step up, and make the top 4, right? And hey, yeah, maybe we're not delusional to think we're going to get first, but hey, we can get maybe 3rd or 4th and make the playoffs, and make hey, who knows? Make the playoffs, you make a run, you have some fun, you expand the growth and the brand of the team. So our goal for this season, and our coach, which I'm really excited, by the way, to have our coach back, Forrest Randall. He's an amazing coach. I really appreciate everything he does and the knowledge he brings to the team. We've also added a great assistant coach, Lacho, who runs the Corver training across the Minnesota. He owns that business, and that's a great training that a lot of people are aware of. So we've added to our staff. So I do think with our increased, our staff has improved, our players have improved. We're going to definitely have the results come in the wins and more ties, if you will. So I think we can definitely make a push for the playoffs this year.
Oh, absolutely. And like you said too, being able to kind of select the players during tryouts, that's going to be a huge impact for us too.
Absolutely. Yeah. Last year we're just getting the word out. You didn't have as many people come to the tryouts. You had less talent to pick from, and you had no previous year to build from. Right now we have a previous
Sure.
year where we're retaining players. We're actually building sort of a style of play, and things like that. So I think we're just a leg up from last year to begin with.
Absolutely. That's fantastic. So as the Blizzard is starting to grow, I see that we have created some core values. One of them is community. What's your latest community involvements?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, we do have a set of core values that we're going to launch soon here to the public, if you will. And one of them is under community, and I think that's always been one of the foundations. Whether we're in the summer season in the Lakeville South Metro area, or in the winter season where we're more of the Twin Cities area, trying to connect with the community. And I think about that in a couple ways. And one of them is sponsorships with our local community businesses, and one of them is just with the community as a whole. And I think, for what we have coming up, I'm excited to renew one of our sponsors this year, Lakeville Brewing Company, a local Lakeville company, of course, and they're a local bar in downtown Lakeville. I think that they're awesome. The team over there, Don, and the other owners are great to work with. They opened a location last year right on Lake Marion in Lakeville, and we had the team out a couple times to their Lakeville location. We did some things with kids down there and had just ate and the delicious food. I always like going there and getting a cream ale. They have some great food there too. So Lakeville Brewing, super excited to partner with them again. And then on the community side, the actual people, we did a lot of stuff last year, with some schools, and we're going to be doing some things with some schools. We were at Kenwood Middle School last year. We did an event with some of the players. We brought our radar gun and we brought some handouts. And this year we've got our mascot, Eddie the Yeti, we can bring along and do some things in the community. We'll be connecting with some schools and doing some camps with the Lakeville Soccer Club. We've got some camps, and with the Corver camps, we'll have some of our players out at those camps doing some community events. We're also going to try to connect with the city of Lakeville, and try to help them, help work with them to promote us as the local sports team in Lakeville, like minor league baseball, town ball. They've got a town ball team in soccer, a minor league team in soccer. So we're trying to connect with them, maybe even get with some veterans and have a service member night. We got a lot of great ideas I think we're going to do in the community realm. And I think it's all important. Forget the wins and losses. I think if we can do a lot more for the community, that's going to be great.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, that's fantastic. Sounds like a lot of fun things coming up and some cool events for the fans and community.
Absolutely. I'm excited.
Yeah. So speaking of the fans and community, how can our listeners find out more information about the Blizzard and get tickets for our upcoming season this summer?
Yeah, that's a great segue. And I know as we're wrapping up our time here, this is a perfect thing. Just always recommend people going to MN Minnesota, MN Blizzard FC, frankcharlie.com, mnblizzardfc.com. You can get info on merchandise, tickets, and the schedule's on there, the roster's on there. That's a great resource. And then all of our social media areas as well. We're on Instagram. We're on, TikTok for the kids. We're on YouTube. We're on X, Twitter, and Facebook. So thank you. Yeah, Facebook. And I think, all of those things, we do a great job. You do a great job, Matt, getting all of our stuff out there on the marketing side and hitting up all of our platforms so they can follow us on those platforms or go to our website and they can get all the info on tickets and everything. So that's a great kind of way to wrap up, I think. That's awesome. We're excited for the season. I'm excited to do this little podcast, and hopefully we'll do more in the future. And I appreciate you being on here, Matt, and with me. And we'll get this out for everyone to listen to and learn more about the Blizzard. And they can enter the Blizzard free zone and join us in the future too. That'll be great.
Sounds good. I love it.
Thanks a lot, Matt. Appreciate it.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Yep. Thank you.